What's up guys, it's Aaronitmar, and welcome to a brand new weekly series that I'm starting on my channel, which is the SmashBros.com weekly blog post recap. Now for those of you who don't know, maybe this is your first game where you're actually following the Smash title up to its release. Ever since Brawl, Smash director Masahiro Sakurai has posted almost daily blog posts talking about something from the game, whether it be something like a new stage, a new song, a new item, new assist trophy, new character, you know, anything and everything is possible to be talked about in these blog posts. And he posts one almost every day, which leaves anywhere between 5 to 7 every week. And so I thought it'd be a cool idea to recap each of these, talk about them a little bit, and make it a little series on my channel. Now, because this is the first episode, there is going to be a little bit more than a full week's worth of information, simply because we're on an off week, considering that E3 happened in the middle of the week, and so Smash was revealed on like a Tuesday, and then they had a bunch of blog posts, and then they've had a bunch of blog posts for the following week, which is, you know, the last week. So we're gonna have a little bit more to talk about in this episode. They won't be as long in the future, assuming that they don't actually release as much as they did in the last week and a half to 2 weeks or so. But just so you know, that is why this one is a little bit more filled with content. And finally, I'm not going to discuss any of the blog posts that are just talking about the reveal of Smash Ultimate, simply because that's kind of redundant. I've done a video where I react to the reveal, so you can look at that if you're interested in that. But we're not going to talk about those blog posts because that content has already been made. So we're just going to talk about what was done from the reveal day onward. So first we've got June 13th, and June 13th had 3 blog posts. The first was basically just a, hey, we're here at E3 post, and it showed a bunch of the dioramas and the displays that they had at Nintendo's E3 section, where they had a bunch of Smash related art there. Basically they had things from the sandbag, they had Bayonetta's Love is Blue weapon, and basically everything except the clothes off her back. They had her glasses, her earrings, her shoes, they had everything. They also had the Monado, the Master Sword, one of the Hogan's Alley cans that Duck Hunt uses in his moveset, King Dedede's hammer. They had a bunch of stuff there. I think these were just a fragment of what they actually had to show. So that's pretty cool. Not really exactly Smash related to the game, but still pretty cool nonetheless. The second post was basically just a spotlight on Ridley, the newest revealed character for Smash Ultimate. The website has a bunch of these kind of recap highlight videos for each character on their specific page, and this is basically just Ridley's, and it's kind of just announcing that Ridley is in the game on the actual blog post section of the website, simply because they haven't done that yet, and it's just showing off Ridley and some of his moveset. Of course, we've seen that much more in depth thanks to the Invitational and Treehouse, but this is Ridley, and they're just showing it in a blog post. The final post was another thing that we've seen, which is the brand new Launch Star item, which is of course based on the similar item from Super Mario Galaxy. This is an item where if you throw it and it ends up somewhere on the stage, and then somehow you get knocked into it or you walk into it, it will launch you basically towards the blast zone. We've seen in the Invitational and the Treehouse that it's really easy to get KO'd if you put this anywhere near the edge of the stage. So it's kind of just showing that item off, but I would recommend not getting anywhere near this item if you are going to be playing with items on, because it basically just seems like a free KO for whoever threw it. Next, let's move on to June 14th, which also had 3 blog posts, but this was also the last day of E3, so the blog posts are probably going to slow down at this point. The first post highlighted another new character. This time it was Daisy, the Echo Fighter for Peach. The description says that Daisy basically has the same moveset as Peach, which of course we knew because she's a clone or a newly monikered Echo Fighter, but it does say that she's a bit more energetic, a bit more upbeat, and she's also kind of a tomboy. And of course, in her reveal and in this footage, we can see that she does have different effects. They're more orange and flower based, whereas Peach's are basically all pink and heart based. The next post actually talks about Zero's win at the Super Smash Bros. Invitational, and it shows a really cool picture of Sakurai handing Zero his trophy, which Zero actually now uses as his Twitter banner, and he says he's gonna use it forever, basically, and I don't blame him at all. Imagine being presented with a trophy for a tournament from the creator of Smash himself, and then you get that amazing picture taken. I would never remove that as my Twitter banner. Finally, they showed off a brand new Pokemon from the Pokeball item, and that is, of course, Alolan Vulpix. Now, Alolan Vulpix is an Ice type, unlike her normal Fire type form. not normal type, but like her regular fire type form. So Alolan Vulpix will breathe ice breath everywhere and will freeze opponents, similar to, I guess, like Abomasnow from Smash 4, or kind of like Ice Climber's Down B, kind of like that, but in item form. So that's really cool. We are getting an Alolan Pokemon, at least one, in the Pokeball. So that's awesome. The next set of blog posts weren't until June 18th. So we had a 4-day gap over the long weekend, I guess. And the first post on June 18th was, of course, about the plumber himself, Mario. Most importantly on this blog post is that it mentions that Mario has both his wedding and his builder outfits available to him as alternate costumes in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And then, of course, it also briefly mentions that Cappy also can make an appearance during certain moves, such as Mario's Up B. Also on the 18th, we had a post detailing the new look of the stage Battlefield. We, of course, saw plenty of this during E3 because it was literally the very first shot that we saw during the Smash Bros. Ultimate portion of the Direct. It was also shown off quite a bit during the Invitational and during the Treehouse event, so we've seen quite a bit, but these are some pretty high-res pictures that we can take a look at, and personally, I really like the new setup for Battlefield. I do wish that they would maybe deviate a little more, because ever since Brawl and then Smash 4 and now Smash Ultimate, we've kind of had the same theme of Battlefield where it's outside, it looks like a kind of old actual battlefield that has been put into these platform areas, and it's like broken off chunks floating. And I really liked Melee's Battlefield. Maybe it's because I'm just a Melee diehard, but I really love the design of Melee's Battlefield, so I kind of hoped that they would be going towards that design, but I still really like this Battlefield totally in the end, and my favorite part is actually like the ice and how it like shoots up around the middle. It'd be really cool to see that during a lot of gameplay. And the final post on June 18th features the brand new Black Hole item, which, if you ask me, is actually kind of inspired on the Melee glitch, the Black Hole glitch. But regardless, it's an item which will suck all enemies that are near it into it, and of course hold them still so you can do massive damage at once. But this blog post actually has a much more interesting detail that we really need to talk about. It's not just the item. Now, this detail is found in the last two screenshots of the blog post, where it shows Fox holding the Black Hole item, and he's on a stage that we have yet to see. And it kind of has the same aesthetic that Battlefield has. It's kind of got this weird futuristic look, but also kind of like an ancient futuristic look. It's kind of weird to me, but it's a stage that we haven't seen. I'm looking at it right now, and it isn't one that we've seen, which makes me think, and I've seen this spoken a lot online, I think that this is going to be the appearance of our brand new Final Destination. Like I've said in previous videos, the characters and the stages that they choose for these screenshots is very particular, and because of the whole meme of Fox only Final Destination, I think it's very clear that Fox is being shown on this stage because it is Final Destination. And if we look at all the stages from the past, we don't have a stage that matches this. And of course, we only know 3 new stages total from Smash Ultimate, and those are the Great Plateau Tower, New Donk City, and Moray Tower. So none of those match this. So it's very clear to me that this is probably Final Destination. So of course, I want to ask you guys, do you think that this is our brand new Final Destination? Do you think that this is just a guess, and you think that it might actually be a different stage that we don't know yet? Or do you think, like I said, it's Final Destination? I mean, I honestly think it's Final Destination, so I'm really curious what you guys think. Next up is June 19th, which featured 2 blog posts. The first one is a very simple music post, and it says that you can now listen to Bomb Rush Blush on the Smash Bros. Website, which is a new Splatoon song that will be featured in Super Smash Bros. That's basically it, just a new song that they're kind of announcing will be in the game. But more importantly is the next blog post, which showed off Bomberman as an assist trophy. Now, I know a lot of people were really upset that Bomberman wasn't a full character, but I think that the way they made his assist trophy work is super clever, having the whole up and down versions of his bombs working at the same time as an assist trophy. It's kind of like the X-Bomb from I think that came from Smash 4, so it's kind of like that, but as a specific assist trophy, and that's literally all he does. I wouldn't be surprised if the X-Bomb was replaced by Bomberman. I don't know if the X-Bomb was shown, so you guys might be able to correct me on that. But I'm very excited for Bomberman to be in the game, and I love how the assist trophies work in Smash, where not necessarily a character that would have worked as a fighter can still have some representation as an assist trophy. So maybe they thought Bomberman wouldn't have had a full moveset that would have worked well for Smash, so they said let's just make him an assist trophy instead, give him some representation, give something for the fans. Even though some will be disappointed, it's better than nothing, and I think that's really cool how the assist trophies work. June 20th had only one post, and that was a feature on Link, showing off some more gameplay for Link, and of course mentioning a few of the new things that are particular to this Breath of the Wild Link. Those being, of course, the fact that he can pick up arrows as he's fighting, the fact that he has the smart bombs, so now that, or not smart bombs, the remote bombs, so that way he can detonate them whenever, and of course how they are just talking about his updated appearance. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a very quick and easy blog post about Link. And finally, on June 21st, we had a feature on the Ice Climbers. They are back in Smash officially after missing the boat because of technical reasons in Smash for 3DS and Wii U. They really like to drive home that it's been 10 years since Ice Climbers have been in a game, but I think it's been less because Brawl was the game we played up till Smash 4 came out. So based on release dates, it's been 10 years, but we've had Brawl for quite a period. I mean, 2014 was when Smash 4 came out. So really, it's only been 4 years since a Smash game hasn't had Ice Climbers as far as release dates go, but they really like to drive home that it's been 10 years since Snake, Wolf, Ice Climbers have been in Smash. And one of the big things that we learned seeing Ice Climbers in action is that a lot of the advanced stuff that were kind of banes of other games, such as wobbling in Melee or handoffs and regrabs in Brawl, aren't going to be that big of a deal in Smash Ultimate. Of course, I say that, we don't have the game yet, so we don't know if Ice Climbers will actually be able to do these things, but they kind of like threw in details that showed us that they're not going to be entirely possible. For example, when Popo gets a grab, Nana will not be able to be actionable. So normally, in past games, you were able to still control Nana while Popo was doing a grab, doing a pummel, things like that. Now Nana kind of taunts or you know, just sort of stands there, but I think it's mostly going to be taunting when Popo gets a grab, or the lead Ice Climber, depending on the costume, obviously. And we also saw that when Popo gets grabbed, Nana will kind of freak out and, you know, not be able to be actionable as well. And that kind of balances the Ice Climbers, because sometimes it was a little lame where you'd be able to grab, you know, Popo, the main Ice Climber, and then still the player could control Nana, could knock the opponent who was grabbing out of the way, and basically just ruin the grab for them. So it kind of does balance them, as well as make it so the game ruining stuff, if that's your opinion, such as wobbling or handoffs, are not going to be doable in this version of the game. But that, guys, is going to do it for this Smash Ultimate weekly blog recap. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you enjoy the idea for this series, it'd be awesome if you leave a like, and make sure you subscribe and come back every week, as we're going to continue looking at these blog posts, talking about these characters, and going into a bit more detail, such as I did with Fox and the new Final Destination sneak peek that we seem to have gotten. But with all that said, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.